Yo, what it do, support crew? Welcome back to another episode of the Moral Support the Podcast, man. It's your guy, Duane, Des, man. We here, man. We back with another banger. We back with our guy, DJ Moral. DJ Moral, tell the people what up. No doubt, man. So,
gear it up. Nice merch you got on, brother.
I love it. Moral Support the Pod, man. We love it, man. We love it. Hey, look. Free promo, man, for a little bit. We giving this for just opportunity for a little bit. DJ Moral, he decided that he go throw on some merch for y'all, man. So whatever y'all want to send to us, you know, we could get him fitted. You know what I'm saying? He'll show up on the podcast for y'all.
Said he a size large.
Size large, man. Free promo for now. He said he gonna start taxing soon, though. So definitely, you know, be ready for that. But
slot wise free.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we first week of October, man. It's spooky season. It's the fall season, man. It's my favorite time of the year. Man, I love it, bro. I love the crisp weather, the apple cider, the pumpkin seeds, the scary movies, all that, man. All that. How you feeling, bro?
Great, bro. I love this season too. You know, I'm born in this season, so it's like it's home with me. I love the weather drop, the temperature drop. I love hoodie season. Yeah, I mean.
Well, you got your sweatpants all right now. Look,
sweats every day, bro. I couldn't wait. I love just the energy that comes around. I love the festivities. I love me some pumpkin patches and some farm tours and stuff like that, bro. Like I just love this just dope festivities that like, and then the climate and not just the festivities but the activities too. Like even just biking in this weather, bro. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it feels so good because you're not dying of the heat.
So good, bro.
It's just flowing through you, bro. Yes, the energy is
I gotta
there.
Get me a ride in
I love the spirits, bro. Around this time,
we actually went biking last year around this time.
Yeah,
facts. It was September 30th.
Definitely did. Bro, I love it. Like the spirits are lifted. I feel like with everybody, it feels like we're kind of going, you know, soothing into that fourth quarter of the year. It's the holiday season. This is the beginning of the holiday season, really. So it's just nice, bro, to see them leaves come down. The colors is out. The environment's just real nice. Like, you know, I love it.
Just remind me of being home and being from the port and being from Pittsburgh, man. It's ready. It's another season to adapt in, man.
Absolutely. It's the best time of year, man. And you got football, man. To me, the greatest sport I think on earth. I love football, even though I'm a basketball player. I love football. You know, it's such a fun time of the year, bro. And then you could kind of relax your way, not relax because it's always grind time, but like you can kind of soothe your way into and reflect on this past year about what you want to go into the next year with.
You know what I'm saying? Lining it up. It's fourth quarter, like you said. It's fourth quarter.
Absolutely, so it's definitely like you know you running through that race, man. It's, you know what I'm saying, but it's dope, man. Dope. So, bro, I mean, there's a lot going on right now, man. There's a lot going on, and I wanted to, you know, you hit me with this subject, bro, but it hit me like a train because, bro, I'm seeing it and I lived through it. You probably lived through it, and it's really about the people in your circle, your relationships with people, friends, family, so on and so forth, your lover, and about people and yourself knowing your role, bro. Like knowing your role within these relationships that you have individually with people. Or with groups of people, your basketball team, your sports team, whatever the case may be, just life, bro. Knowing where you stand with people in your life and knowing where you fit in, really, and knowing how you can maximize your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your
potential,
your potential, your presence within people's lives, like, you know what I'm saying, and how you can, you know, be that person for everybody, I guess. But so what really made you? You know what I'm saying? Did you have anything in particular that kind of made you lean towards that subject?
Nothing in particular, really. Just the overall importance of it. Like really, just understanding, you know, the whole, really your purpose in life. You know what I mean? Which is, you know, such a complex thing. You know what I mean? It's something that we don't all know the fullness of, and we're all trying to figure it out daily. But still honing in on that. And like, come on, bro, like you play basketball, so you understand, like, I mean, if you was going out for a certain position on that team, you needed to know what it took to actually play that role on the team.
What that team needed, and what that team needed from you, because every team don't require the same thing from you. You know what I'm saying? For me, whenever you had brought it up to me and you talk about the importance of it, bro, I went straight into my family. Like I started thinking about my family history, on what type of kid they needed, what type of teenager they needed, what type of man they needed or in need. And And I go straight to my brother when I think about it, bro, because my brother, shout out Big Paul, man, love my guy to death. Just like any sibling, we had a little sibling rivalry, bro. You know what I'm saying? We used to beef a lot, bro, in the crib. You know what I'm saying? We used to go back and forth at it all the time.
Brothers, you know?
Yeah, bro. So, and it got to a point, bro, where you just fight a lot, man. We used to bicker, fight a lot. We was just different. Obviously still loved him to death. But you know what I realized about me and his relationship is that it grown so much whenever I moved out and like kind of was able to distance myself a bit. And how much better of a brother I felt after I moved out, because our relationship grown so much since then, bro. Like that's my right hand. I talk to him every day, bro, for 15, 30 minutes at least. He's in Vegas right now. I'm obviously in Pennsylvania, so we still distant, but it feel like our relationship hasn't been stronger like ever, really. And I feel like that's something that may have been required, maybe a little bit of distance, but I feel like as far as where we stand within our relationship, bro, it's second to none. Like it just, like I said, it grown so much, and I think I kind of understood that. You know what I'm saying? About playing my role. I was able to offer some advice. I was able to kind of distance myself, get out of a toxic situation a little bit, work on myself, work on my life, and able to kind of lead by example. So if he ever need anything, or if he just see what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, it might motivate him or anything like that, which I don't think would have been possible if I would have stayed under the same roof. Or if I wouldn't have left home when I did. I feel like me being able to understand that and getting away from it, growing outside of it, and then kind of being able to give back in a sense, to him, allowed our relationship to grow. And that was really just me understanding my role at a young age. I was 17, bro, whenever I had left my mom's crib, because of honestly it just was a bad situation for me. I was able to kind of identify that and get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Love my brother to death, love my mom to death, but it was something that was necessary. And I think we all kind of benefited from that decision. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it was just me, because they've grown too. No, you know what I'm saying? They've matured too. And I think, but I do think ultimately that was a decision for me that was allowing me to be the brother and be the son that I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's kind of what it did for me. And again, we think about these relationships with people. We talk about your role in being a brother, your role in being a father, your role in being a mentor. And again, it just depends on what team that you're on. But these all require different things for each individuals. The same way you parent this kid is going to be different from the way you parent this kid, right. And so on and so forth. And kind of understanding that role and what role, it's hard, bro. It can sometimes, because a lot of us, especially men, we have a hard time defeating that ego, because I don't have kids yet, but I'm like, oh, I know when I'm going to be a parent, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to do this. For my boys, I'm going to do this. For my girls, I'm going to do this. But it's going to be completely different when they get here, probably. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they get here, I'm going to have to understand what role I'm going to be in. I can't assume the role of being a strict father, or assume the role of being a playful father, a pushover father, because not all of them are going to require that. They're all going to require a certain type of level. Obviously, we're going to have our principles, our standards that we're going to set, but the love might look different for different
I'm about to say,
kids.
I feel like you could be all those things you just said. It's just how you do it. It's just not, you know what I mean? It's, as you say, it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. So you might be strict as a parent, but how you deliver that might not be what people know it to be as strict. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, I mean? But I think that's a great point. And then just like you said, you think of a team format. You think of, obviously, you got your starting five on the hoop team, right? And it's like, what each position may require to cultivate that position. But until you get the actual player to play that position, that's when you can actually know how you're going to cultivate and coach that person. Absolutely. So, same thing with the kids. Once you see their personality, once you see their skills, once you see their their persona or whatever, then you'll know how to actually cultivate them. Once you see the heart of them, you'll know how to deliver a certain type of love to them. It's like, absolutely, it's all that. It's really none, because like a plant or something, you take a plant, not every plant needs nurtured the same way. Some might need a certain amount of sunlight, some might need a certain amount of water, some might need some other stuff added as well. So it's like, until you know not only the position, but the player playing that position, is then when you can actually cultivate and build that person up. And like for me, it's like I take that heavy because we got to know that when we look in the mirror, like we got to know, all right, Duane, you a point guard, but what type of point guard are you? Like, what do you know what I mean? What's your characteristic? What's your build? Like, what does that look like for you? That way you can optimize it. That way you can play that role accordingly and really be, you know, the most purposeful you can be. And like, that's just so important in the world. And I feel like if we can really, you know, take the steps to walk through that so people can understand, you know, look in the mirror and understand their position. And then we can look outside and look out the window and understand other people's position and having that compassion to understand other people's position, having the empathy, having the consideration, you know, just having the heart to actually see like and treat them accordingly to their position and to the player that's playing that position.
Absolutely. That's big, bro. Cause I mean, for example, I mean, for my basketball people out there, I know y'all remember what 2011. The Miami Heat versus the Dallas Mavericks, man. We had, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player of all time, LeBron James. My favorite player of all time, Dwayne Wade. We had Chris Bosh, 3 superstars, bro. We formed the big 3. If you know, you know, man. Them boys was dogs, bro. They was running through teams, bro. Like, and then they faced a old Dirk Nowitzki, who was, you know, he was killing that playoffs. You know, but he was the only superstar on that team. The rest, they had Dirk. They had Jason Terry. They had Tyson Chandler. They had Sean Marion, Deshaun Stevenson. They had these guys, and they were all role players at this time. Now, they were all role players, bro. They're all role players, but they're all benefiting the team due to their role. Now, you got one superstar, all role players, against 3 superstars, 2, maybe 3 decent players off the bench, but they weren't really good role players, you know what I'm saying? But that's the Dallas Mavericks in that year, bro, they perfected role playing and catered their superstar. You know what I'm saying? Right. And their superstar, very unselfish, very humble. He understand his role as a superstar. It was his job to go out there and get buckets. Everybody else's job, Tyson Chandler, defensive player of the year that year. They had J.J. Barea, good ball handler, didn't turn the ball over. He understood his role was to play defense and to orchestrate the offense. But he wasn't getting buckets like that. He wasn't no star player. Jason Terry, 3-point shooter, period. That's it. Right. Tyson, like I said, Tyson Chandler, defense. Deshaun Stevenson, defense. Sean Marion, defense. They all was happy in their role because they knew they was winning the championship. Dallas Mavericks won the championship that year. Crazy underdogs against the stacked Miami Heat team with 3 superstars because they knew their role. You understand me?
They knew their role, not because of Vegas.
Not because of Vegas. Look, they ain't mess up your tickets, bro, because of Vegas. Trust me, it was because they understood their role. And you know, but for a lot of people, bro, especially people in that hierarchy of their profession, their egos is crazy. Now, again, bro, you look at it.
Made it.
In the last couple years where you get certain teams, the Brooklyn Nets, bro. Yeah, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, trash. That team didn't do anything because their egos didn't allow them to kind of craft this chemistry together. You understand me? Like they was barely on the court together. Their talents and the way that they played just didn't mesh well. You know what I'm saying? But if they wanted to, that's some of the most 3 talented players in NBA history, bro. They just couldn't mesh well because they wasn't willing to play their role.
It's a lot of egos.
They all thought their role was to be the star player. Everybody's not the. I'm not saying everybody. They could definitely be the star player on any given team. You feel me? But they didn't need that. That's not what that team needed. So you got to understand your team needs was benefiting the people around you. You feel me? In a group, your relationships, you have to understand what they need and able to play your role and understand your role. And now, if you can provide that, if you can gift that, and you could put your ego aside, trust me, I feel like 9 times out of 10, you go a win. But if you're not willing to do that, then maybe that situation, that team ain't for you. Maybe they better off without you because there's been numerous times where the star player had left the team and that team flourished. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't that star player didn't want to play their role. You know what I'm saying?
And that star might have flourished wherever they went.
Absolutely,
it
happens.
There's systems for you. Like there's
absolutely.
That's oh my goodness. There's a system for every star. There's a system for every role player. And don't get it wrong. Like being a star is a role within itself. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
it is, but you still got to know the role within being a star, like, and know how to spread.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, spread against the other roles. I mean, throughout the other roles, and that's a role within itself. Like you got to be comfortable, and then you got to be still within it, or you do take away from the other players who's essentially just trying to get the same place you trying to get. Like they're
First of all, bro, you take away from your team.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
facts.
Like not just other players, but the team.
The
you know what I
team.
mean? Yes.
So like,
yes,
what? And I think you got to ask yourself what's most important to you. And now this ain't, we're not talking just about basketball. I'm talking about marriages. I'm talking about parenthood. I'm talking about family relationships, friendships, all that stuff. What's going to benefit the team? And are you willing to help this team get to the championship, or do you want to be like that one? You know what I'm saying? That feel like they can do everything on their own, that's, you know, better than everybody or whatever. But what kind of role are you going to play within your marriage? You know what I'm saying? As a husband, what are you going to be, a certain type of husband that's not really helping your wife? Or are you not going to really benefit your family, like in the household? Or are you going to be the one that's like, okay, like you take care of this, I'll take care of that. Let's help. Help me help you type of thing.
To help us.
And to build us.
That's what we're trying to do, because we're trying to win. We're like, the victory should never be about you.
Absolutely.
If the victory is about you, I don't think even the victory is about you, even in solo sports. When you look at boxing, when you look at tennis, when you look at golf, anything, like they still got a team behind them. They're not in the field as much as them, like you see. But no, in boxing, your corner is important, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, like tennis, like they say, bro, you need a great mentee when it come to tennis, bro. Like you need, a great mentor. Like that's super important. Golf, you got the people who's following you around doing, like all that stuff is important, bro. Like, and we don't count it all. We don't add it all and tax it all up, because we don't see it like a football team or a basketball team where it's organized and it's player to player or whatever. But like there's somebody behind you, bro, coaching you up. There's somebody coaching you. There's somebody supporting you. There's somebody what have you, and like all that matters, like you said. So when we look at the format of a family. Bro, this ain't just about you and your wife. This is about the kids. Like they gotta win too. Like, and the victory. If you're so much in trying to get the victory, maybe not for yourself, but you want to get it for them, but you're doing it about all just your means and your might and the way that you know how, and doing it with all in like your power. Ultimately, bro, like even if y'all do get the successes y'all get, you don't build a legacy of succession, because they're not gonna know how to win without you.
Absolutely.
And one day you're not gonna be here no more.
Absolutely.
So like, yeah, I mean, it's like, and
you want to know something crazy? This is what's going through my brain as you're saying this, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm thinking about Michael Jordan, right?
Okay.
Again, one of the greatest. If you call him the greatest hooper of all time, I'm not arguing with you. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And this is, I think, this is, to me, what makes somebody like Mike so great, bro, is that he demanded greatness from everybody in his organization. I'm talking not just the players. I'm talking the coaches, the janitors, the people that's getting the team's managers, the people that's getting the uniforms ready.
The organization.
The whole organization have to be great in order for us to – the people that's cleaning up after us, after we eat lunch, after they feed us dinner, those people have to be great at what they do, because this is reflecting on the whole organization, and this is what's going to take us to the next level. So – you know, people talk about, they always say this, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie. When I'm making this debate, I always say like, oh, like Mike, he went to go play baseball for a couple years, and his team went to the playoffs both times. They still won 50-something games. Wow. It was both. Wow. But because Mike was there beforehand. So he cultivated. He planted this greatness seed within this organization that at this point, it done spread around. It was contagious at this point. That greatness was contagious that he pulled. Bro, you watch his documentary, they say, man, like, I hated him as a teammate, but I loved him at the same time because he made us so great. Like, we reached our max potential. He pulled that out of us. If anything, he might have been an a-hole. He might have been somebody. Yeah, he might have talked all the greats. And he was cool with that. Yeah. That was, for Mike, that was the trade-off. And he was 100% okay with that. If you don't like me, if you hate me, fine. But I'm going to get the best version of you as far as this basketball game goes.
That's what it takes. And that's so good, bro, that you say that, because, like, if anything more speaks of a great person, like that speaks of him as a great basketball player, but as a great leader. That's what it speaks, because, bro, your leadership shows more when you're absent than it does when you're present.
Absolutely.
So if you could step away from your team, bro, and they actually do great without you, they win without you, that's like that's same for business, bro. Like, if you can't vacate and your business can't run the same way or better because you got to
look at yourself.
You got to look at yourself, bro, as a leader. And, like, obviously there's things that can happen on a on a down sprout, but like it's still you. Like it gotta be you. You
It's
gotta
a reflection of you at this point.
the end of the day, because
Absolutely.
it's what you taught, what you trained, what you cultivated. So it's like to say that about him as not even a coach or like a a owner or something, but just a player of the team. That's heavy, bro. And like you see that in a lot of the greats, like
Tom
you said,
Brady.
like Tom Brady, bro. Like his
geez.
players, a lot of people like, yeah, he's a he's a douche, bro. Because when it comes, especially when you're in like physical sports or probably a lot of sports, but definitely physical sports, bro, you're not going to get gentle love, bro. Like you're going to get love that is a little bit aggressive. You're going to get talked to like a grown man who's out here taking contact. And Tom Brady, bro, you're protecting me, so I'm definitely gonna talk crazy to you. It's like, I mean, like you're my protection, so I need to be in your head. And it's like, it takes that when it comes to leadership, in the sense of just encouraging and influencing the team in a manner. And it's like, yes, you're going to hate that person who says what you don't want to hear. Yes, you're going to not like this person because they're pushing you beyond what you want to be pushed to. Yes, bro. I get, like, me and Duane got a relationship like that. Like sometimes we tell each other stuff we don't want to hear, but we know we need to, and we're right, and we accept it because, dang, I needed to hear that, bro. And it's
I needed to hear it.
I mean?
Not that I didn't want to hear it. Like,
not really.
I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear you say, man, you slipping, bro. What's going on with you? Because it hurts me a little bit, because it's like, man, like, I got to question myself as a man now. Like, am I handling business? If I must not be, because if Desi's saying something, I guess I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And that hurts to hear. But it might be the truth. It might be something that I need.
And it's liberty beyond that, because now you get to go look in the mirror yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't need to be the one to actually fix you. But
I don't want to have this conversation again.
I mean, that could be the driver.
At the least,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want to. So let me go ahead and fix this. But now, by me not wanting to have that conversation, that's not how I should be looking at it. But even though that is the case, probably sometimes for me, now I know I'm not going to be slipping in that area in which he checked me for.
It's bigger than you not want to have a conversation.
Yeah,
you don't want to have the opportunity to have a conversation by that not being a thing. Like, at the end of the day, and that's what it be. Because it's like, when you talk about partnership, when you think about whether say it's your business partner, like, bro, I don't want to hear you tell me I'm slacking in the field right now, bro. And I don't want to not hear that because of my ego. I don't want to not hear that because I don't want to be failing you, bro. Absolutely. Like, I don't want to be failing myself. I don't want to be failing people who depended on me. I don't want to be failing our business. So now I got to go to look in the mirror as a man. And, that hurts sometimes, because it's like, okay, if this is something seen on the outside, what's going on the inside? Absolutely. Because I got to go ahead and now on the inside, and for me to fix what's being seen, I got to fix the unseen. Absolutely. And that, you know what I mean? That type of chiseling and stuff that we talk about, like, that don't feel good. But it don't feel good, but it ends up being a great thing to feel, because it's liberating to grow, because now you get to evolve from that. You get to transform. You get to go ahead and grow.
Then it feels good.
I mean? Yeah,
then you can look back on it and be like, wow, like, I'm proud of myself.
And you got to rejoice in advance. Like, we talk about going to the gym, like, yes, you got to go to the gym and go through all the pains of growing and all the aches of you putting yourself through all this, resistance, and your body feeling that, being broken down, getting built back up. It takes that. And like, you don't got to wait for the muscle to grow for you to rejoice. You rejoice in the process. You rejoice on the journey, but you still await that that outcome. And you long for it. There's nothing wrong with longing for the outcome.
What makes me happy, bro, about the gym in particular is, like, you say that, like, you got to rejoice within the moment. Like, I feel good that, like, I'm there. Like, okay, I made it here today. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only time I ever feel bad is when I don't go.
Yeah, I never felt good. I never felt bad about a gym session.
Never. Every time I got there, at least I'm like, man, I suck, but I'm here.
And being real with myself, like, knowing, like, I ain't do that most. I was a little unmotivated today, or I did minimum work, but I came today. Because that's going to make you come again.
Absolutely. Because now I know I'm still happy. I'm not just satisfied with just showing up. Right. But I'm happy that I made it here, that I at least did. I did something.
Yeah, 1% better.
I got a little bit better today. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing. And going back to about knowing your role and stuff, bro, it's hard for us to recognize sometimes what role we need to be in.
Yeah.
With certain people. So I want to kind of go there a little bit, like understanding, like, I just want to ask, was there ever a time for you that you can think of at the top of your head that was like a challenge in trying to understand how you can, like, be there for somebody, or be a certain person, like somebody that person needed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, every day, bro. I mean, I'm blessed to be in a position where I'm in a lot of people's lives, bro. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of responsibility on me, and being there for other people, supporting other people, you know, as far as being a life coach, being a mentor, even just from our full-time job that we do. You know, I take this the same way. This is a responsibility, whether someone told me or not. I know somebody's out here watching this, whether it's one day or whether it's day one, and they're going to need to hear this. And for me to show up and for us to show up and keep putting this out, like, I feel that pressure, and I accept that. I look for that pressure, bro. I love that pressure. So, you know, I got, you know, I obviously committed to a relationship now. So fiance, I'm a son, you know what I mean? Got mom and dad, you know, I'm a sibling. I got brothers and sisters. I'm an uncle. I got nieces. You feel me? So all these things, guess what? Everybody needs different support, a different version of me. Nobody wants me to be the same. Like, I just named different things. Would you consider
that like a pretty decent sized challenge for you to kind of try to understand where you fit in with everybody? Like,
sure.
Do you find yourself kind of thinking about that a lot? Like, how could I be better in this aspect for this person?
Absolutely, bro. And honestly, I take my hits about it because I want to be the best me to everybody, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be lacking to nobody's life. I know it's not realistic for me to be 100% to everybody, but I do want to do whatever I'm called to do, whatever God wants me to be in certain people's lives at certain times. I want to be it, you know, and not be disobedient to it. But I wrestle with that a lot, honestly. Like I said, I got several nieces, bro. I got several siblings. I got a mom and a dad. A mom specifically who's not in the best physical, mental condition, both. And you know, these things, and then just a lot of circumstances around people who, you know, who are really trying to grow in their life, and looking at all those things and like being the one where, you know, whether I'm sufficient in my life or not, I still feel like I got to show up in their life enough where I can help them get to the next step, or just hail them, grow them, encourage, like whatever it is. I really try to seek that, because like, I don't want to be doing something that I don't need to be doing. I don't want to be on a court and playing a position that's not necessary. You hear me? Like, I get like, you could probably really say like nothing's not purposeful, but I still like I'm heavy on knowing my purpose in people's lives. You know what I mean? Like, that's again, time, I don't want to be the third point guard on the floor, bro. There's already a point guard on the floor.
Let the point guard do his job.
Let him do his job.
Find out what you need to do,
and do it respectfully. And you know what I mean? And at an optimal level. So like, that's my thing. Like, what is my responsibility in these people's lives? And I really do hone into that a lot. And like, I wrestle with it because capacity, balance, like, how do I do this? Like, I really don't like having to, you know, there's 7 days in the week, 24 hours in each one of them, bro. Like, obviously I can't be 100% to everybody in my life, no matter how hard I try, but I don't like leaving nobody behind, bro.
Absolutely.
And I know everybody ain't looking at me probably how I'm thinking about it, like, I'm counting on you to the time. You know what I mean? But I be feeling like that sometimes. And not to the degree either where I feel like I'm the almighty. Just knowing, like,
I think you just want to be that.
I see a need and I want to fill it, bro. Like, absolutely. You know what I mean? So
you just want to be that. And that's kind of, I mean, you know, I think most men probably are dealing with that too, like how they, you know, asking themselves how they can be a better father, how can they be a better husband, how can they be a better brother, friend, so on and so forth, because we all want to, I mean,
you gotta at least ask the question. You gotta at least ask it.
Could be, you know what I'm saying, just because I feel like that's almost, well, most of us feel like that's our purpose, is to be that, like, that person there for whoever, whenever they need it. You know what I'm saying? As long as I got, like, you know, at least for me, it's more so with anybody. You could be a stranger. Like, if you ask me for help, I want to know how I could do it. You know, and I think that's how most men think. But you know, I'm gonna ask myself that same question.
I was gonna just reverse it back to you,
bro. Like, there's been a couple of challenges. I think for those who have been through it, the hardest position I think to be in, or trying to understand my role, is trying to be there for somebody when somebody passed. You know,
that's always tough.
I mean, there isn't really no right answer to it.
Being there,
just being there. That's it. That's the only thing you do. But I would say that's probably been my biggest challenge, as far as trying to understand my role in that type of situation, trying to be that support beam for somebody that's dealing with the loss. That's the hardest, most helpless position I feel like I've ever been in, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
That you know,
honestly,
that's definitely tough. Honestly, and I think too, just me being having a family man spirit, I haven't really got too much of an opportunity to be a family man yet.
Okay.
But I would say just having the spirit of a family man, like, it is more so trying to understand how I can do what I need to do to make sure my family good. And when I say family, I mean every single one of them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody with my last name, or we share the same blood, like that. So that's kind of like something I wrestle with myself with a lot, because that's just my ultimate goal in life. I just want to make sure my people is cool. And obviously bigger than them, even bigger than my family at this point. I want to make sure as many people that I can touch in some type, like, sort of way, as far as helping and providing, some sort of, I guess, love and structure with. I guess that's what I want to do. Like, I do the thing with, like, homeless people or, like, people in need. I always, like, every year I try to donate. Honestly, at this point, it's almost anything: clothes, blankets, anything like bed stuff, for people that need it. I just want to kind of extend, like, these things into other people's lives. So trying to figure out where I fit in with these things, on how I can help people. And that's a hard place to kind of be in when I think about being playing a role, because just as a family man, just as honestly, just a regular civilian, bro, like, on how I can help the next person. Like, that's something that I wrestle with myself with a lot. It's trying to understand that that's really tough.
Can I touch on what you just said?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, it's real, and we all kind of inevitably deal with it in life, because nobody's here forever. But like you said, feeling helpless when someone loses a loved one, or is grieving or mourning somebody. Like you said, how hard that is to be supportive in them areas. And I just want to amplify that, because it's so real. And it's like, the hardest thing I see about that, bro, is like loving somebody exactly how they need to be loved in that moment, when they don't even know how they need to be loved. Absolutely. Like that is the most, and not being, overbearing, not imposing. Like, and it's like, it's so hard, because again, it depends on the heart of the person. Obviously, like, in that season, their heart may even harden, or get colder. So like, their heart ain't even know to how they know what to be. Absolutely, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, you really gotta adjust so much in that season. And like, it could be someone you knew for years, it could be someone you just met, it could be someone you strongly rock with, whatever the case may be. And like, that season has to be so congruent. Your love has to be in like so much alignment with that person, that you really have to be so patient and compassionate and considerate. And
oh my, you're hitting it right on a nail, bro. Like,
I've been there a couple of times, and you know what I mean. And it's just so real, and it honestly, it brings me beauty to see like what type of person it can make you, and the support, because like, if you've been to all those things, like, it really will diversify you on how to treat people, like, that you love, and even those who you don't even know, like, from a can of paint. For
absolutely.
Real. It really can diversify you and stretch you.
And you said it, bro. Like, the best thing, the only thing that you can really do is just be there. Be available if they need you for anything. And honestly, a lot of times they're not going to need you for anything. But just knowing that you're there, and knowing that you're available for them, and that you're open enough to have a talk with them, to hug them or do anything. Sometimes it's all they need is to just know that you're there, because in that moment where they are mourning somebody, they feel like they're by themselves, or they're alone, or they might feel guilty. They might feel these type of feelings. And honestly, the best thing anybody can ever do is just be there. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you don't have to be there. You don't have to touch this person. You don't have to, bombard them with conversation, because a lot of us don't want to talk during them times. That we won't have like extended conversations and stuff. But just knowing that you're in my corner, like, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of feeling that support, that love. That's all it's needed. So, I mean, for anybody who may be dealing with this, or, God willing, like, we all go through this, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing, it's natural. It's a circle of life. It's inevitable. And just understand that you just got to be there for that person, and allow people to be there for you. But, and I'm saying that in a sense to just like, just understand that if somebody, just accept it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm here for you, just, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Because like, you won't really see it. They might not even do nothing or say anything, but you know it. You know what I'm saying? And understand that, like, remember that. If a person say, I'm here if you need anything, and they
It just brings you secure.
It brings you security.
Like,
That's all it is,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah,
and that feels so. It feels so good.
Because it's one thing It's one thing to be alone and to think you don't have anybody versus being alone and to know I have somebody. You might still be comfortable with being alone, but I know I can call Duane still. I might not need to, but I know I can, and that in itself brings me the comfort and security that makes me still within being alone. Yeah. But being alone and then you got on the flip side, you got being alone. You got not being alone, but feeling alone, which is, because sometimes, you got people who's there for you who aren't there for you. But sometimes, and most of the time, they're not there for you in a way that you want them to be there for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Wow, bro. You're going crazy because, my next point literally was extending off of that. Yeah. Like, just as far as like, I was going to say, are you finished? My bad. All right.
I can hold my thought. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, well, I was just going to kind of shift it, honestly, in a sense. But I was just going to say, I think you also, like, when we talk again, this whole role thing, like when people come to you and they tell you how they want to be loved or what they need from you, don't take it so personal as if you're not doing anything right. You know what I'm saying? I've been in positions where somebody was like, I don't like how you're doing this. And I took it personal. I was hurt. I was offended by it because I'm like, I feel like I'm doing everything in my power to love you the way I can. Not understanding that love languages are different. You're
forcing chocolate cake on them, bro.
Yeah, I'm forcing my way on them, bro. Like, and that's not right. That was the immature version of me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody kind of does that when they're growing up because they don't know any better. This is the only form of love I knew how to give at this point.
And it could be pure love, bro.
Absolutely, 100%. But it's not what they need.
Or at least what they desire. Sometimes it even is what they need, but it's not what they desire. So sometimes you do gotta compromise with people what they desire, as long as it's nothing harmful.
Absolutely,
to them, yeah. But like sometimes people like me, I like to talk, bro. Like me and it's so liberating because I could talk about anything the way what's going on in my head, bro. Because I know, for one, I'm pretty selective about who I talk to.
Absolutely.
So wherever I'm opening my wounds to, I know it's going to get some nurturing. It's going to get healing. You know what I mean? It's going to get somebody who's going to be gentle with it, who's going to love it. That's cool with me. Now, sometimes I think that the other people who have an open wound, they need to be talked to, or they need to talk to me, and it's like, they might not grow up like that, bro. That might not be their love language where they want them to be quiet, bro. Yeah, they don't want to hear it, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, in my head, in my inventory, I'm like, well, that's not healthy. You're doing, and maybe I'm right, maybe they're right, whatever, but like, in that season, that's how they feel, and that's what they know to be necessary. So like,
and that's why it's your job in that moment to understand that, though.
You just, and like you said, you got listen. I want to say 1,000 words, but I'm here for you.
Absolutely.
Like, just let them know you're available. And like that took a lot of, I'm still learning that lesson, bro, because like I truly think any conversation can fix something. You know what I mean?
Because you feel like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's where I'm at because again, I like to think, and I'm sure we're both kind of like on this sense where like I feel like my way is the right way most of the time. I mean, unless you prove me wrong, right? But and also because I feel like I've been through enough to understand what should work or what should help. But
it's this too, nerd. It's our hearts. Like we know that nothing that we really do, and that might be a stretch to say nothing, but I really like our hearts are so pure that our approach is like, even if it's not the right approach, it's still, we know it's still pure. So we're like, well, you can get with this still.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You might not like this type of cake, but this is a good cake.
But
like,
you
this
still
is healthy for you.
It might not be your favorite, but it still might do you some good.
And it probably will, but what good is it if they don't even want to eat it?
Absolutely. You know what? And that happens sometimes. You feel me? Like it definitely happens. And I think in them times, that's when I kind of took it personal. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't it wasn't really my right to, because it wasn't my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in their position. So how am I going to be hurt because you need a certain love and I'm not providing it? So why would I be hurt?
They didn't have an appetite for what you were
Absolutely.
trying to give them.
So that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? And I think I had to reevaluate myself in them situations to learn that person, that individual, on how I can be a benefit to them in the moments. You feel me? Like there was times, again, bro, where I didn't want to talk, you know what I'm saying, about something when I was dealing with something. There was times where I wanted to talk, or there was times where I needed a hug. There was times where I needed to just go out and have fun and then just kind of like get my mind over that hump of being depressed or sad or whatever. But again, like it took me a minute, bro, I'm always pretty like open. I'm a very open person. So I I'm open to love languages, and I want to be able to help you as much as I can. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I feel like I think to myself, okay, if I was in their shoes, because I'm so perspective, if I was in their shoes, what do I feel like would help me in this moment? Sure. Which isn't a bad thing. I think most people should do that. But I think sometimes I used to think like, okay, so this must be the right way.
Right. If this what helps me, it has to help them. It
has to help them. And that's not true. Like, everybody's love languages is different. Everybody requires because everybody was born in a different like lane than you. They came up in a different way. Their
hearts are different, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like their mind and their heart is unique.
And I think like a lot of times that's why now I just don't like if somebody confides in somebody else other than me. Am I going to be hurt? Probably a little bit, because I wish that I could have been the one that was able to be there for you. But I also understand that this person might be able to give you something that I can't. You know what I'm saying? Or that you feel like that I can't. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Now I know future reference. Now I need to build myself up in this aspect, because I don't want that happening.
And you know what's deep about that, bro? Because I don't want you I don't want that to go over people's head, because like sometimes we can see that, like you said, just an example. Okay, I told them something and I was super resourceful, super helpful, super peer, super wise and available in counseling, you know, and their emotions, all that, right? And it's like they didn't want that, right? So they rejected that, cool. And then they want the old girl over here who's just gonna tell them everything that they want to hear.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's like
that's frustrating, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Super, and like you said, you take it personal, and it's like all they really want to do is comfort and security. Yeah. And you didn't not give them that, in a sense of you weren't imposing on them, like by being, you know, you were genuine and you were pure, but they didn't have the capacity for that right now. They didn't want to be told that they're wrong. They need to get their life together right now, because it wasn't good time for them right now.
You know what I learned about myself, and maybe you too, bro. I feel like, and this is probably why we agree on these certain things, is like I can be really gentle. I can be very soft, you know, I all that, like, but I'm also a very harsh person whenever it comes to solutions. I'm very stuck on solution.
You're a man, bro.
That's just what I want, bro. And I want you to understand that I understand that you feel this way. My intentions are super pure. This is like, I want you to feel better, but I more so want you to get over this problem. I care about you getting over this problem more than I want you to feel better. To be honest, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's just how I am, because that's how I am. Like, I want to get through my problems. I'll feel better whenever it's time to feel better. I'll have this time to reflect and whatever. But I want my problem to be fixed.
Absolutely.
So that's I kind of extend that to everybody else first, rather than putting their feelings first. And again, you know, I just had a conversation with Girly about this, like saying sometimes I could come off a little too harsh. Yeah, I'm not saying that your problems and how you feel don't matter, because it absolutely do 100%, because my feelings matter too. You feel me? But the way I go through certain things and deal with certain things is probably a little bit different from other people. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Yeah, I mean, I'm to a certain extent. I'm going to tell you, like, look, I understand. I feel for you.
You're going to affirm them.
But, yeah, exactly.
You're going to affirm them.
We have to get through this
now
first.
Let's go.
We have to get through this first in order and then you will feel better. It doesn't work. You're not going to feel better and then, you know what I'm saying?
I got a perfect analogy.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Because a lot of times what it is, sometimes when we do that, like, men, we're you know, you set a problem, okay, let's go to resolution. And sometimes when we go straight to the resolution, it makes her problem feel like unheard, or even just too simplistic. And it's like, hold up, like, I want to harp on this for real. But look, there's the perfect analogy. If anybody go on YouTube, type in it was a commercial or something for something. It's a girl with a nail in her head, right? I think we even learned this in our training. I don't know if they still did it when you came in, but this is a perfect example.
You put me on this, bro.
Okay.
You put me on this when I was in Cali, bro. I think we was having a conversation probably similar to the one that we're having now, to some extent. And he was like, I just saw this video. Yeah,
because Fayette actually trained us in one of the DSP trainings.
And he was like, I'm going to send this to you. And obviously, I wasn't working at Fayette at the time. Okay. You didn't even tell me that it was at Fayette, bro. You just said you just seen the video.
I always found it so profound, bro.
And you sent it to me, but I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk through it real quick. So look, the girl, it's a girl and a man, you know, and they're talking about, you know, she's having these pains in her head. She's having all these things going on in her head. She's having headaches, migraines, what have you. And the guy's looking at her the whole time, and he's listening. She's going down the line of problems. You know, she's real irate, kind of. She's like, you know, like, I don't know what to do and this and that. And after all said and done, she's talking, and the guy, he just affirms her because what was happening the whole time, man. She's having these headaches, she's having these migraines, she's going through all this stuff, she's venting, and she had a literal nail in her head, right? So all he's looking at is like, he's waiting for the opportunity to tell her, well, let's just get this nail out your head and we can fix all the problems, right? And this is the part of the this is empathy training. This is how you empathize with somebody. She didn't want to hear that. And then there was like two versions, like one version where he was like, we can just take the nail out your head. And she snapped on him because, oh, you just think it's that simple, right? Like, and it's like, sometimes people aren't ready for that solution off rip. Like they just need to get it. They need to be heard. They need to be received. They need to affirm that their feelings are valid, all them things. And then maybe they're ready for a solution. But like as men, we're like, I see the problem. Like we don't want you going on a vent session about explaining how you feel because we know that we can change your feelings by getting this nail out your head right out of instance. Like just stay still, hold tight, but like that's in our blood, bro. As men, like that is something that's genuinely in our blood and in our DNA. But like that's not always what's necessary. Now there might be some people who actually are embracive to that. Might be some people who actually, are real open to that. But and on overall, and I won't let this go past people's head. That nail has to come out your head at some point. And maybe not at an instance, but like, because sometimes that is, and people lose friends behind this, bro. People lose relationships. Because some people really don't want you taking a nail out their head. They want to keep talking about their problems. They want to keep going on. And it's like, as men, as a role player, let's go back to that. As a role player, you got to know, the person and the position that they're in for you to actually know how we're going to attack that problem in a way that's most conducive to them and that most helpful and healing to them. Because
that way you're going to take that nail out of her head, it's going to be different from my head. Just go ahead, take it out. Go ahead. Go ahead, her, bro. You might have to comfort her. You might have to, like talk to her like it's going to be okay. It's going to be this and that. Me, I'm just like, go ahead. But it looks different. Even with like kids, bro, and they're having a bad day. There you go. You can't talk logic really into them because they don't really understand certain things that, you can tell like you're crying because you fell or because he can't come out to play or, whatever. But if you tell them like, look, if you stop crying because he can't come out to play, it's fine. We'll go get ice cream. We'll go hang out. You kind of like help them sort through that by giving them these things that comfort them. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes it easier for that to come out. And then after you're done eating ice cream, you tell them they can't come out to play or whatever. And then it's cool.
You can navigate,
But with, certain people, it's just different.
Some people's like that even as grown-ups though. Like they're not, they haven't developed in that emotional area yet where they still need that same comfort that child needs. And it's like that's a lot because trauma, because of brokenness, because just immaturity, eating some real biological stuff going on in the brain and stuff like that, some real, psyche stuff. And it's like, you really got to curate, your resolution skills to other people's, to you playing your position and playing your role to what their position and their role is. And you got to play accordingly. Like you think about even just, to make it more practical, think about football. Like, and I guess we use this a couple of times, but still, I always say like, certain receivers need a certain pass, delivered a certain way. Like, all about delivery. So like, some boys you might have your ball hawks who go ahead and snatch one out the air one hand. Not every bro, I might need it to my chest. You know what I mean? I ain't got hands like that. I need that right in my chest. And it's like your quarterback, you got to know your position. You got to know your receiver. You got to know that his position and his role and how he likes to, and you deliver it accordingly so that they can receive.
They talk about accordingly ball friendly passes. That's what they certain quarterbacks have. They said. I heard Stephon Diggs talking about it last week. He was talking to C.J. Stroud. He's like, man, I didn't realize your passes was that friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, I love that. Some dudes, like, like people like that, they have different catches, bro. They prefer to catch the ball a certain way. Some people like catching the ball with their chest, like pulling into their chest. Some people like catching it with their hands. Some people like, running certain routes. They like, you have to put and you see certain things with quarterbacks and receivers, they create this great chemistry because their quarterback knows their receiver. Now, wait, whoa, bro. Now, hold on. They know the receiver. Keyword, the receiver. So you have to understand yourself on how you receive things as well on the opposite end than the quarterback. Right? So you have to understand what your love language is, how you receive certain feedback from certain people, how you receive these things from people to give that quarterback that nod, like, look, this is how I like it. And that quarterback can't be like, I think my ball is passed well enough. You should be able to catch anything.
It ain't about
they
you,
take
bro.
it personal. It's not about you. It's
you
about
want
how
me to catch the ball, right?
It.
Like, you want me to receive this, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is how I need to be. That's how I need to pass it. That's how I need it delivered to me.
Absolutely.
And like that's when you're on that side of the ball and you can express that to your quarterback. Oh, you're a winner.
It's almost, bro. It's almost like that. And my point is the receiver in that instance is more important than the quarterback, because the quarterback, go ahead and throw that ball as hard as you can at 100 miles per hour. Let's see if that receiver catches it. Because you like to throw it that fast, right. You go ahead. Bro, I think Brett Favre talked about it, because he used to break fingers, bro. That's how hard he used to throw passes, bro. But he said in his later years of his career, he had to slow down because his receivers would not catch the ball.
You hear that, bro?
When I'm talking to people and trying to give them the solution base, bro, I can't expect the receiver to catch the ball if that's not how they like it. You feel me?
Hey.
So, like, if I can't, I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, you got to listen to me. I'm only giving it to you like this. Because they're going to go to another quarterback. They're going to go somewhere else where it's more friendly, where it's more comforting, where it's easier.
They just sit the game out. Because he breaking fingers, we're out here breaking hearts. We're out here breaking hearts because we delivering the ball how we want to deliver it and hurting people. And we do that as parents. We do that as partners. We do that as employers, like as managers. Like, there's so many hurt people out here because we're delivering the ball how someone taught us how to deliver it. How somebody showed us how to deliver it.
Who are your favorite people in your life, in your work life, in your relationship life, in your all that? Who are your favorite people? Is the people who understand you, right? Who understand how to communicate with you, how to get through to you. Those are the people that you hold dear to. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a good quarterback. You got somebody that's friendly with these passes that they're giving you, and you're able to receive them easily. That me and Desi. Easy. Everything's easy because I understand where he's coming from. It's not harsh for me. Now, the way he delivers these passes to me is going to look different for other people. I like his passes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the next person might not, because it might be too harsh. It might be too fast. I don't know. But the point is, you have to, as a quarterback, you have to understand your receivers. And as a receiver, you have to understand that it's your job to let the quarterback know how you like to be throwing the ball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I start from the top down. Like,
it takes two to tango. That's my favorite saying, bro. I've been hearing this all week, bro. It takes two to tango. It really do, especially in relationships.
Look at the spotting of the ball, though. Like, I start at the actual play. The one who's snapping the ball, bro. They even get it to the quarterback.
They got their own relationship.
Come on.
The quarterback receives that ball a little different from the receiver. You feel me? So he got to understand the quarterback and center have to have this conversation. We do it like this. That way we won't have no fumble snaps. We won't have any false starts. We won't have anything like this. That's their own relationship.
On one.
The quarterback and that tight end. The quarterback and the other receiver on the other side. The quarterback handing the ball off to the running back. They're all these.
And what do they do to perfect that? They practice.
They practice over and over. They speak to each other. They talk. They communicate. They talk about they love language with the football. You know what I'm saying?
They study film. They do all that. Like, because I'm saying, not to say like, don't think that it just happens naturally. Like, chemistry just don't. Even if you come into somebody and you know, sometimes people just click. Yeah, that's absolutely cool, but that needs cultivated.
You got to learn each other.
Yeah, I mean, you still got to. Yeah, I mean, you don't stop there. Like, whatever we know about each other and it's good. Now we got to build on that, because this isn't going to sustain us. Nor is it going to scale us.
Good,
this is
y'all paying for this one.
It's a little grind.
No, this one's going.
It's a little.
This one going behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying? Cash App.
Let's say $5 a pop, man. Yeah. This is a whole therapy session. Like, and this is like. This is taking boys to men. This is taking girls to women. Like, this is really how you go ahead and mature and be the best whatever in your life, in somebody else's life. Absolutely. Like honestly, like, this is how you really optimize your position in somebody's life. So this is, if there's a position out there that you feel fitting for and you feel like it's your role, this is how you optimize. Like, by putting these things on a scale, really weighing them out, having an evaluation. And honestly, like, if you can't do this for yourself, Get somebody to do it. Like, get somebody a feedback card and allow them to like really break down what type of friend you are.
And have these literally like, have these conversations where it can be like, look, bro, like, you know, am I tripping? Like, is there any way that I feel like I could help you a little bit more? Like, is there any areas that you feel like I may be pushing the boundary a little bit too much? The same thing with your wife or your partner, or whatever, your mother, your father. How could I be a better, you know, how can I do better? You know what I'm saying? I always ask that question because, and for my fellas out there, don't take it personal.
You can't take it personal.
It's cool. Like, it's we're not perfect. Like, we not gonna be the perfect person for every single person that we come across in life, bro. We gotta learn, we gotta understand, but it takes conversation, it takes feedback, like honest feedback. Yeah, we just gotta, you know, and you also gotta read body language, which is a form of communication. Like, we have to understand communication first, and that's okay. If somebody wants to be loved a little different, that's okay. Whether or not you could provide that for them, hey, that's on you to figure out. You know what I'm saying? But it's important to have these conversations, so therefore you know how to move going forward, and you know how to take care and cultivate this person going forward. That's good, I think, yeah, like, bro, that's deep to me.
Think of a business. Every business, like, this is why they love surveys, because they want to know how can they be a better business to you. How can they, be better to their consumers? Because ultimately, y'all keeping us running. Absolutely. Y'all keeping us afloat. So, like, and do every business been to every survey? Do been to every, every feedback card that they get? No, they're not.
But they're seeing the majority. What's the issue? So, like, what's the main issue here? If 45% of people said this, 20% of people said this, 15, 5, whatever, that 45% is going to get worked out first, because they see this as their biggest issue. So whenever you are giving this feedback to people, understand it's going to take them time to see what they, how they can help, like, or how they can be better. But you got to give people grace, man. You got to give people grace, and you got to understand, like, communication in that sense. Because,
and twofold, bro.
No, I was just gonna say that works both ways. The same, that's vice versa. That's a two road street. You know what I'm saying? The same way they gotta receive it, and they gotta talk to you about it. You gotta do the same thing. The same way you receive your love, you gotta talk to them about it, on how you like to be loved. You know what I'm saying?
Hold that 1 second. I want to ask you something about that then. So that's good, because you gotta understand that. Okay, if I'm a receiver. What is my responsibility to my quarterback? I'm communicating how I want him to get me the ball. What is he to expect from me then?
You also got to make his job easier too.
You got to run your routes.
You got to run the right route. You got to find the sweet spots within the defense. If they playing a zone defense, you got to find that spot that's open, that spot that's they call it quarterback friendly. If you a quarterback friendly receiver, that means you find it. Travis Kelce is great at it, bro. He finds the open spaces. Like, Mahomes is great, don't get me wrong, but it's Travis Kelce that's finding that soft spot within his own defense.
That's why Edelman was the GOAT over there.
Literally,
with
bro.
Brady, like,
absolutely,
he wasn't
Edelman
like that,
with Brady. Like, if they running a route, that route's chopped because there's a dude sitting right there, and he's rolling out this way. I'm gonna go back this way and find a soft spot. So, like, worst come to worst, throw it in this tight spot, and we could probably make something shake. Yeah, and that's how you do these things, bro.
That's good. And so that's good. Because sometimes we do think it's one sided. We think, well, absolutely. I'm asking all this from you. What do I give you?
Absolutely. Oh man, for them people out there that are just like that, man,
it's draining.
God bless y'all, man.
But look, I guess, like, not to focus on and to tie it all together. Like, you said, as far as the survey, it's not just about feedback and flaws either. It's to see your strengths as well. Like, absolutely. I want to know if I'm optimizing and doing great in this one area, I need to know that so I can stay there, so I don't alter that
and improve
and still improve. Cultivate that thing. Like, like, sometimes we get so lost in strengthening our weaknesses that we weaken in our strengths.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, say, all right, Duane, you're a great shooter, bro, but your dribbling is a little off. So now you so secure in your shooting, you just start practicing dribbling, and now you're not taking your shots no more, and you go out there and shoot, and it's like, oh, bro, now you a great dribbler, now you can't shoot no more. It's like you don't sacrifice one strength for a weakness. You cultivate them each accordingly. It might not even be equally, but it's accordingly. You know what I mean? And, like, that's how it be in our lives sometimes. So, like, as far as the feedback, as far as, getting that feedback and that evaluation from your friends or whatever, don't just look for how can I be better, but look, and actually, if you're the friend and you are
if you're the person giving the feedback,
make sure you affirm that person,
absolutely.
Bro.
Make sure you're letting them know
because once you
what they're doing good.
Because if I just tell you, if you come to me, Duane, and you just say, bro, how can I be better? And I'm telling you, I told you like 10 things that you can improve on. You're going to feel kind of down in yourself. Like, you're going to be like, dang, like, am I doing anything right?
Absolutely.
So, like, I need to find, like, hey, bro, like, you are doing great at this,
I was one of those people, bro.
You know what I mean?
That used to ask myself, like, dang, I feel like I ain't doing that right. Because I don't get told this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm only getting told on the stuff I do wrong or I'm not doing good. You know what I'm saying?
And we're good at that, bro. And especially in our culture. And, like, I think, who was just talking, was it E.T. I'm talking about it? I don't know who was talking about it, but it's so real. And I seen it for years. Like, even when you see parents raising their kids, especially if you got like a man raising, you know, a kid who's in athletics, like he'll encourage him to do this better. Like, it could be a good game, but you need to do better at this. Yeah. Like, and it's instant, bro. It's like, dang, bro, did I really have a good game? You just told me everything I did wrong. Did I really have a good game, bro? Absolutely. Like, and it's like we want the best for them. We want them to grow. So we're pointing these things out so we can go to the drawing board. And
that builds resentment, though.
It do, bro. And now I'm not even hearing you because you're telling me. I look, don't even trust you now because you're telling me good game, but telling me everything bad about my game. Absolutely. So like, sometimes you. Let it breathe. I used to be like that, like, sir, even with Rel, when he was on the court, I'd be like, good game, yeah, but you need to do da-da-da-da. It's like, dang, bro, like, can I just good game first? Can I embrace that I had a good game first? Like, and we got to be like that with our you know, whoever we supporting, because it's like, affirm first. I'm heavy on that. Like, that's something I definitely cultivate within. I really try in anything I'm moving, any approach I take with anybody. I want to affirm you first. I want you to receive, because now once you're affirmed, you're more comfortable into whatever you're about to give beyond that. Yeah, I mean, and it don't got to be like back to back, but however, like I need affirmed first, bro. And it's important because like, or I'm just not hearing you. Like I'm not receiving anything you're saying.
I don't want to hear you,
bro, at all.
Now I'm just thinking about what I did wrong.
And if I did everything wrong and you told me I did something good, then like, why are we having this conversation really? You know what I mean? Like, as far as a good game, but like telling me everything I did bad, it's like, good game, you did this good. Okay, now I can hear you more. But you're saying good game and everything I did bad. Like, you ain't even give me that information of how I had a good game.
The way I look at it is like,
I'm about to say,
you think I don't know this? You think I don't know I did bad? Like, you think I know I didn't have a rough game? Like, I know this already. And I'm not saying I know everything. I want your opinion.
Right. That's what film day's for.
Absolutely. There's a way to go about it. I want to hear like, it's okay, man. We cool. We go get back. You know what I'm saying? We just got to work on a few things. That's how you should approach one of these players. You don't. As soon as a kid have a bad game, bro, you don't want to. Man, you did this wrong. You did that wrong. We know that. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you're on the losing side of the team.
Absolutely. Even if, bro, there's been times where we won, bro. And I'm thinking like, still down in your head. Like, I feel like I lost. The team won, but I feel like I lost because I'm not. I feel like I didn't help. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I didn't help the team win. I feel like I let my team down. That's a bad feeling, bro. So it's like, I know I did wrong. I know I got to get back in the lab. Are you going to help me? Are you going to just sit here and criticize me, or are you going to help me? You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
And we can talk about it together, you know, as far as what I did wrong and what I can improve on. But don't come criticizing me right after I had a bad game, because I know.
Yeah.
You feel me? I know I did. You're kicking me while I'm down right now. I'm still in the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deeper too, bro, because it's shed light on that. Like, because, you know, like you said, like, you know, we just won. We walking off the court. You know, you're not really celebrating how you're about to celebrating, because I had 0 points. Yeah, I mean, I had a donut out here, bro, dropped 20. Especially if I'm the one who usually drop double digits or something. Yeah. So now, but like, I want to speak to them people out there too, because you can't be so much in your ego that you taking away from the win. Because you might not be that. You played your role that day, bro. And even if you feel like you didn't, you got to play your role now as a cheerleader, because y'all still won. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want, you can't never take a loss or a win, a personal loss and a team win so personal that you take away from the overall win, bro.
Absolutely, because y'all still won. Facts. I can't say that there's been a time personally where I've been through that. I've been in locker rooms with people that I did, for sure. Yeah. That was like, man, like, did we, like, are you even happy we won type of thing? You know what I'm saying? I know you did. You know you did bad. It's cool. Next game will be better. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can't. With me, it's more so like, in my experience, that, bro, there's been a handful of games where I just didn't perform the way I wanted to. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And we won. And I was just like, in my head, like, man. But also, I know what it is to be a great teammate. I'm clapping, bro. I'm happy for other people. You drop 20, you don't normally drop 20 good stuff. Like go. Let's go. Like let's build on top of that, because now if we both scored 20, we up. Like we headed to the ship. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what made and honestly, and there was a lot of people that I played with that was like that, bro. That's what made the sport so enjoyable, because like people was just unselfish, but there you did get your ones in a bunch that was like, man, F all that. I don't even care about that win, man. I need to do this.
Go take that out on yourself when you go to the go to the court later and you go
keep them people away from me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm cool. I don't want nothing to do with nobody like that, bro. Because now I know you're not happy for me. Like even if I was to win and you didn't, you're not happy.
This ain't about us. This is about you.
This is a you thing.
And like, trust me, that comes from maturity. Like, and in high school and stuff, like, you're going to battle that. Like,
I seen that in college.
I'm about to say, you're going to see it in life, bro. You're going to see it in life, bro. You're going to see it in jobs. You're going to see, you get promoted, and it's like, bro.
Even with your family, you see it?
Absolutely. But yeah, definitely, be aware of that. Be aware of them type of people, because them people, don't take that personal either. Even when they're like taking their own thing personal, there's something they're insecure, bro. Like they got something
that's
they
not on you. That's on them. That's for them to work out.
And encourage them through it, because they need the encouragement still and the reinforcement and the reassurance that, hey, bro, guess what? One thing for sure, two things for certain. And don't nobody feel like that way when they kind of winning that championship. And a regular season game, yeah, you might, but at the championship, the water boys happy.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean? Like those people who I might have just got on the team and ain't even get a rep in. Absolutely. I might have sat out the whole year. I'm happy because we got a ring now. I got something to show for it.
Absolutely.
But that's championship. Had that same mentality every game, bro, throughout the season. Like, treat that win like a championship game and be happy for your team in the same sense, in the same manner. Because truth be told, that's in a championship game. Not everybody is going to have 100% performance. It's going to be that one player who made the game. Like, because we're here at the championship, bro. We're playing champs, bro. Like, it's champ versus champ. We all put in the work and made it here. So there's going to come down to the decision play. This factor of this game that is literally going to be the one that say, hey, bro, you saved us the game. You
just got to understand your role.
And you got to be all right with it, because not everybody can play that role, bro. Not everybody's going to be a clutch player.
That's it.
Like, you're not going, not everybody.
The game before the championship, you might have been the closer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This game ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You need a defensive stop on defense, and you the only one that's capable of going out there and getting it. So you gotta be that defender at that point.
Now, how many defenses win games?
Or you might have to be that
MVP or something.
You might have to be that player's coach. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be like, hey, look, Tom, go over there, go get the corner, because Khalil's gonna cut back. Whatever the case may be. You feel me? You gotta understand where you're supposed to be at in that time. Be an extension of the coach. Be an extension of the cheerleaders, bro. Yeah. Clapping when somebody make a shot, encourage them. Let's go, get back on D, let's go. That happens, bro. Like everything matters, man.
Yeah,
everything matters, bro.
Yeah.
I can't stand to be around people, bro, that's just like, if they ain't scoring 20, they down in the dumps. I can't stand it, bro. It's the worst.
It's a little dangerous when you look at it outside the court.
It make me want to fight people. I ain't gonna lie.
It's dangerous. Like, being grown, though, it really is dangerous to have them type of people in your circle.
It's contagious. That's all. It's just contagious.
It's like, where can that character show up in other areas? Bro?
Absolutely.
Like, we getting money now, and now you jealous of me, and something bad go happen. Like, that's the person who's going to ultimately rob you, who's going to
take advantage of me,
or snitch on you so you can lose your job. Like, it's
just a contagious, bro. It's a contagious emotion, bro. It's a contagious feeling. Like, you start hating on me, and I feel like, and it's been a minute, it's inevitable, bro, that I'm gonna return that same energy at some point. I'm gonna try not to. If I don't distance myself, if I don't get myself away from you, it's gonna come back, bro. And even if I'm gonna try my hardest not to,
and you're gonna justify yourself by doing it, because you're gonna feel like it's safety. Either he did it, or you're gonna feel like you're doing it to save yourself.
Absolutely.
Bro. Like,
you're gonna you're draining me, or now I'm feeling like this weird energy from you. So it's like, I can't let you take it all. So now I feel like I'm fighting fire with fire. It's just not good. And even the people around you, the other teammates might be feeling that way because they feel the energy. But again, bro, it's just not. Just don't be that person, period. Yeah. And if you are that person, and you're aware that you're that person, try to work on that.
Work on it. And if you got just that person on your team, and before you give up on them, encourage them, though, because like, there'll usually be something internal with that person.
Absolutely.
And if you shine light on it and in a loving manner, then you'll be surprised what type of impact you might make on that person.
Absolutely, man.
Truly,
where we at,
truly,
Des?
man. Anymore, they gotta pay for it. So listen, know your role, know your positioning. If you gonna enter the team, if you gonna play the field, whatever you gonna show up and try to be an optimal player in, know the position you signing up for. Know your role within that position. The position isn't the role. you as a player are the role of that position. Know your team, know the system of your team, know the organization, and play it to the best of your ability. Optimize yourself, optimize your team, optimize the whole structure and the whole system of the organization. And I guarantee you'll be the best you. You'll encourage other people to be the best them, and it'll just be dominoes from there.
Amen, man. I hear that. Well, man, I appreciate y'all, man, for coming on for
$5
another episode.
Cash App.
Paywall
Moral
behind this, man. So whenever
support.
whenever y'all go ahead and click play, there's gonna be a little thing that pop up, say $5 Cash App, Moral support the pod. You know what I'm saying? So just see what I'm saying.
We'll put it to good use. We'll get y'all some merch.
Absolutely, get y'all some merch. Might get some better podcast equipment. We rocking. We good right now.
Yeah.
But we might go get our own studio.
Come
you never
on
know.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
Support
you never know. Support. Hey, more support, man, but financially support.
Facts.
No doubt, man. We appreciate y'all, man, for joining us for another episode of the Moral Support the Podcast, man. Shout out DJ Moral on the beat today, man. He did his thing as always. Man, again, free promo. DJ Moral, he doing it for free.
Check the link in the description, man. There's gonna be a link in there that you go ahead and fill out an application to get your merch in.
Absolutely, man, for free for now. I'm gonna keep saying for now because one of these days, man, he got stuff he gotta do too.
Yeah,
he got responsibilities. Man. He got roles
to play. He trying to play his role, man.
He trying to play his role, so he need funds to do that. So again, man, we appreciate y'all, man. We will check y'all next time, man. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah.